Design standards, mobile home spaces general. Each mobile home space shall contain a minimum of 3,800 square feet of area per single wide unit and 5,000 square feet for a double or multi-wide unit exclusive of park driveways. The area in which the mobile home is placed shall be graded for drainage and improved to prevent shifting or settling of the mobile home. Planning and zoning laws, Costilla County. Design standards. Obstruction of roadways and walkways prohibited. No mobile home unit or camping unit shall be installed or parked in any manner that any part of the unit would obstruct or block any portion of a roadway or walkway. Mobile home park in each mobile home space shall contain a minimum of 2 off-street parking spaces. Driveways. All mobile home spaces shall abut upon an appropriate surfaced driveway that provides unobstructed access to a public street or highway. The minimum unobstructed width of such driveways shall be 25 feet. All driveways within the park shall be sufficiently illuminated to ensure safety for park residents. Interior roadways, walkways. All walkways and bicycle paths shall be paved with asphalt or concrete. Walkway width shall not be less than 5 feet wide, and all walkways and bicycle paths shall be provided with illumination. Easements, right-of-ways, public open space, common areas, maintenance, water. So if you want to have a mobile home park or an RV park, hookup permits for mobile homes and RVs. Mobile homes. Applications for a hookup permit for mobile homes shall be submitted to the land use administrator. RVs. Owners of RV park campgrounds are required to obtain hookup permits for each RV space prior to offering the space for occupancy. Inspections. A site inspection will be performed by the land use administrator or his designee prior to issuance of an occupancy permit. Standards, compatibility, no adverse impacts, lighting, screening of storage areas. See, review criteria for non-residential uses. All non-residential land uses must demonstrate in the land use permit application that the proposed use will comply with the following review criteria. No adverse impacts, compatibility, lighting, screening of storage areas, site access and circulation design guidelines, review criteria for mining uses, compliance and regulation, reclamation plan, haul roads, location for mining, emergency preparedness, protection of streams and water bodies, use of cyanide ore processing, reagents using heap or vat leaching and open mining, including open cut and open pit mining for gold and silver, is prohibited. Review criteria for energy utilities, public and private. So, let's see. A land use permit is required for the installation or extension of facilities used to generate or transmit energy. Permit required. Comprehensive. What are we talking about here? Telecommunications facilities, new towers. Let's see. Interference, health standards. Page 42. It's easier when you just FAA, review criteria for solid waste disposal sites. Review criteria for major timbering, forest management plans, setbacks, hours, road location. Review criteria for floodplain overlay district. Review criteria, timbering, marijuana sales, cultivation, infused, and retail reserved. Signs. You ready for the signs? We'll get to the signs. Section 5.4 here in a second. Now, I had to go through a lot of shit in Costilla County, and I don't know the exact fucking reason. I guess I am absolutely traumatized by evil. I am traumatized by evil. Now, I got a philosophy of evil. You need a philosophy. To be good, you need a philosophy of goodness, and then you need to put that into plan. And you need to have, the same common subject material. If you're going to have a real conversation, then your words better have the same definitions as the other person that you're talking to. So why would people be evil? I don't know why people would be evil. But in southwest Costilla County, this is a dangerous neighborhood. In southwest Costilla County, near the Lobato Bridge, you had those Nazi pedophiles, right? You had those Nazi pedophiles, the right-wing sovereign piles, the McDonald's, and the Costilla was charged with the crime. 40 years. Xanis is going to get 40 years. Serial killers, you had that serial killer in Los Sauces, arsonist. There was like 3 or 4 arsons when I was there in the first 6 months or so. So you have arsonists, serial killers, Nazi pedophiles, you got poachers, and you got puppy mills. You got violence, domestic violence, general neighborhood violence. You got felony animal murder and stealing. You got RVs being flipped over. You got RVs being burnt out. There's been at least a dozen arsons that I could tell. Arsons that happened before I got there. Arsons that happened afterwards. So it's a dangerous neighborhood. I'm going in a dangerous neighborhood, but I paid for all my permits, and then I wasn't allowed to go to the lumber yard in order to construct my house. I wasn't allowed to do shit. I couldn't go get a job. I couldn't go find a wife. I couldn't start a business. I wasn't allowed to do shit. You had goddamn Phil Greeny and Robert Pickrell. That was just every fucking day. Jacqueline Mitchell, they were fucking with me every fucking day. Every day they were committing crimes. This is the neighborhood that has all these major crimes in it. I paid for my permits. I don't go around hurting people. I just wanted the space to be able to go to the lumber yard, buy my lumber, and come back and everything still be intact. When I first came to Costilla County, I wanted to go to the county commissioner meeting and just apologize for being a progressive and an atheist. But why would I apologize for being a progressive atheist? An atheist who is progressive. There is no fucking God, so stop imagining a bunch of dumb shit. Grow the fuck up. You actually believe Genesis? The first 11 books of Genesis is horse shit. How can you believe that dumb shit? And then progressive just means when you're driving, you look outside your windshield. Who the hell doesn't look outside their windshield when they're driving? You move forward, you progress, you keep moving forward, you keep on keeping on. So when I move into a dangerous neighborhood, me being on the up and up, me being up front and upright, me with my permits, me with my 6'1", and me with my green gate. That's what it is. He's got a green gate, and so you got a bunch of fucking insecure, petty, jealous sons of bitches out there who's committing crimes. I was just to believe that you're different than all the rest. Well, how this ties into planning and zoning is that why would I pay for planning and zoning? It's like I'm getting robbed by planning and zoning just to get robbed by the fucking anti-planning and zoning assholes, and I'm not winning any respect anywhere. So why would a bunch of right-wing sovereign, pieces of shit not like me? Why would they like me? A bunch of right-wing sovereign piles of shit. They don't even recognize the state of Colorado, the state of New Mexico. They don't recognize any of the civil liberties that the state of Colorado protects. So these right-wing sovereigns don't believe in fucking freedom. They're just making up dumb shit, and they're a bunch of cop impersonating sons of bitches. Just why would people be evil? Here we go. Why would those sons of bitches out there in southwest Costilla County, why would they be evil? Well, hedonism, sadism, nihilism. They enjoy hurting other people. Imperialism, oppression, colonialism, to steal their land and wife and resources, to steal, to take their things, to have a tinge of power, to take others' work. When you take other people's work, you didn't have to do that work. You didn't have to, no blood, sweat, toil, and tears. You didn't have to go through any of the struggle. Just take another person's work. Jealousy, hedonism, sadism. Jealousy is a motherfucker. That's Cain and Abel. These people are miserable, dead on the inside. They got no souls, no passion. They can't persuade, can't communicate. They don't know how to be a good person. They don't know how to be a good neighbor or a good friend. Can't think, can't feel. They love to hate, but they hate to love. They love the sense of momentary power that their insanity gives them. Why would Robert Pickrell do spotlighting? Why would he spotlight innocent people at night? Because he's a piece of shit. He's a criminal piece of shit, and he loves to hurt other people. He don't have any fucking ethics, no morals, and he doesn't abide by the law. It's hard to abide by the law. There might not even be a reason for evil. It just might feel good to go around doing whatever the hell you want to do. Section 5.4, signs. The purpose of these sign regulations is A, to protect the appearance of the community and enhance the attractiveness of Costilla County as a place to live and do business and visit. No shit, huh? To protect the appearance. So if they're decent signs or what? It looks like crap out there, that desert wasteland. Have a couple signs just to add some life to the place. Who cares if you spray painted it on a tiny piece of, construction board? Who cares? People got to work. People, to bring business to your house, that's dangerous. To enable places of residential development and commerce to be easily identified and allow the communication of information necessary to the conduct of business. Yes. to permit signs that are compatible with their surroundings but preclude placement in a manner that conflicts with the principal uses of the site, adjacent land uses or adjacent signs, or interferes with or obstructs the vision of or distracts motorists, bicyclists, or pedestrians, to limit the size and number of signs and sign messages to the minimum reasonably necessary to identify a residential or business location and the nature of any such business. To prevent the hazardous situations, confusion, and visual clutter caused by proliferation, improper placement or installation, illumination, animation, excessive height, area, and bulk of signs that compete for the attention of motorists, bicyclists, and pedestrians. There's a gas station in San Luis, and in the back it says that there's an air pump back there. I look back and it's got an air pump sign. I'm looking all over for the air pump sign, and when I walk in, she goes, "What are you looking for?" "I'm looking for that damn air pump that you got a sign for, you piece of shit. What are you lying to everybody? There's no air." And then she treated me like a dick. Like, I guess it made them feel weird because I'm walking around their building, but it's right behind their building, and the sign's right there, but there's no air compressor. There's no air compressor. How can people fill up their damn tires in San Luis? Where do the people go to fill up their tires in San Luis? The bulk of signs that compete for the attention of motorists, bicycles, and pedestrians. Protect the public from dangers of unsafe signs and require signs to be constructed, installed, and maintained in a safe manner. 5.41 Sign permit required unless specifically exempted by provisions of these regulations. All signs require a sign permit issued by the land use administrator. Man, if I was a land use administrator, you should just give out like free sheds or something. Like, just have permits, just a free shed month. If you're paying attention, have a Facebook page and just every month just have some free thing that you're allowed to construct. That way, you want people paying their stuff. You don't want to drown people, and you don't want to hurt the angels just so the criminals can get away with all their crimes. Prior to the installation or placement on property located in unincorporated Costilla County. Any application for a sign permit must include the information listed on a sign permit checklist available from the Land Use Administrator. 5.42 Prohibited signs. Now, the court, I got arrested for firing those 3 warning shots straight up into the air from behind my house, which is consistent with Article 2, Section 13. A lot of people do a lot of things and they have no idea what law it's connected to. You're walking on the sidewalk. Why do you think you have a right to walk on the sidewalk? You got a right to speak. Do you have a right to walk on the sidewalk? Where is that provision at? My point is, I have a law that I can point to specifically. You were driving a big rig and you tried to run over my dogs. Where does it say you're allowed to go around murdering people's dogs for no fucking reason? Where does it say that? So I've gone through some shit. When it comes to the court. When it comes to all the damn shit that's happened to me out there. I've gone through some shit. So if firing 3 warning shots is a crime, then when Robert Pickerel did a drive-by, well, then that's a crime too. If you can't fire 3 warning shots at your house, well, then you most certainly can't go around to people's houses firing bullets at their heads. You can't attempt to murder people. If firing a warning shot is a crime, then attempted murder is a crime too, is it not? So that means Robert Pickerel, he needs to get arrested. He needs to have a $5,000 bond. He needs to have a felony charge put on him. He needs to have a felony charge, class 5 felony, 3 years maximum, $100,000 fine at least, right? This is just felony menacing. Attempted murder, that's at least class 1, class 2, class 3 charge up there. I'll take a lie detector test too. But I got, for 3 warning shots, I got arrested, had to pay a $5,000 bond, got a felony charge, and I never got a lick of police protection. Not yet. 4 years, not a single lick of police protection. They might say they drive by my house and they spotlighted my house. What they didn't do is post up at my house, and when shit went down, they went and investigated, they asked questions, and then they came back and they told me what the fuck happened. They never posted up in the intersection. This is more for the Costilla County Police. Because I called the Costilla County Police, and it took a while for me to start calling the cops, but I don't call the police unless it's out of my hands. It was out of my hands for quite some time, and then at the very least, I was calling 911, so I was reporting all the crimes. You would think that a cop or a sheriff's department that wants to stop crimes, they would say, well, what the hell happened? And they would ask a couple follow-up questions. What were they doing? as soon as the police would leave my neighborhood, Noah Spalding is calling me, talking a whole bunch of shit. And Noah Spalding said he knew the sheriff, and apparently I guess he knows some sort of deputy. I don't know how strong of a connection that is, because that motherfucker's acting like he's a motherfucking Hell's Angel. Blood in, blood out. He's some kind of Nazi Aryan nation piece of shit, and as soon as the cops left, he's fucking, trying to intimidate people afterwards. And then what's he say? He talks about Shakti. Shakti, I was the only one that gave a damn about Shakti. Shakti came into my house and took a whole bunch of food from me and broke into my house a whole bunch of times, but she was being a dog. And Noah couldn't goddamn tame her, couldn't figure her out. He tried to shoot her. He couldn't put a chain on her. He couldn't even put a chain on his own dog. The only thing I did to win Shakti over was just pat her head slightly. Just give her a little bit of approval. There was no police actions out there whatsoever. So they would commit a crime, the cops would go out there, and then the cops would leave, and then all of a sudden you see a bunch of fucking motherfuckers following the cops. You see like a little light, like a little foiler light following the cops as they're leaving. Like the cops ain't shit. Nah, it's a foiler man. It's a foiler man. Robert Pickerell's the mayor. Robert Pickerell's the real county commissioner. Robert Pickerell's the real county judge. You should all listen to Robert Pickerell. He is untouchable. No cops can interview him. No cops can arrest him. No judge. A judge can't do shit to him. Oh, you didn't do the subpoena right. The subpoena wasn't done right. That Motz, you got this Motz guy here, the lawyer. What's he doing? He's not subpoenaing people right. He's taking people's land. Is that what he's doing? He's taking people's land and some shit. And he just wrote a bunch of names on a piece of paper, and then he sent it out to a bunch of... Tired of the double standards. The rule of law says everybody should abide by the same laws. Don't go around establishing houses of child prostitution. Don't go around raping people, and don't go around murdering people. That's Johnny law. Anybody disagree with that? Anybody got a fucking problem with those fucking laws? It's a dangerous neighborhood out there by the Lobato Bridge. You got serial killers, arsonists. You got those Nazi pedophiles. You got the poachers. Poachers just killing fucking animals to take their fucking pelts, to take their skins. The beaver wars. Didn't we have beaver wars in the 1600s? Puppy mills, violence, felony animal murder, stealing RVs, flipped over, RVs burnt out. That's major fucking crimes. That's heavy duty equipment. Prohibited signs. The following types of signs or advertising devices are prohibited in all zone districts. A. Structurally unsafe. Signs that are structurally unsafe or constitute a hazard shall not be permitted. B. Signs with moving parts. Signs with visible moving or revolving or rotating parts, flashing or fluttering lights, or other illuminating devices that have a changing brightness or intensity or color, or any mechanical movement or apparent movement achieved by electrical, electronic, or mechanical means, except time, temperature, and date signs, or holiday decorations. Off-premises signs. Signs not located upon the property or business identified or advertised by the sign, and signs located in the public right-of-way or easement. Vehicle signs. Signs placed on vehicles or trailers that are parked or located for the apparent purpose of advertising a product, service, or activity, or to direct people to a business or activity located on the premises or nearby. Obsolete signs. Signs that are located on property that becomes vacant and unoccupied for a period of 6 months or more, or a sign that pertains to a time, event, or purpose that no longer applies, shall be considered obsolete. The sign face of an obsolete sign shall be removed by the owner of the sign or the owner of the property. A sign that is not so removed by the owner. So he's stalking, he's harassing me, he did an attempted murder. If firing 3 warning shots means you get arrested, well then definitely attempted murder means you're supposed to get arrested too. A sign that is not so removed by the owner may be removed by the administrator under the procedures found in Article 8, provided, however, that the following types of signs shall be accepted from these provisions. 1. Exception for change of ownership. Signs displayed on a business temporarily suspended because of a change of ownership or management of the business shall not be construed to be obsolete unless the property remains vacant and the business is closed for a period of 6 months or more. 2. Exception for seasonal business. Permanent signs displayed on a business that is open only on a seasonal basis shall not be construed to be obsolete unless the property remains vacant or the business is closed for a period of 12 months or more. F. Signs on natural features. Signs painted on rocks or other natural features. G. Billboards. Billboard signage is prohibited in all the zone districts. 5.43 temporary signs. So the court, right? I haven't got any police protection. I've had to have at least 20 appearances. I think it's 24 appearances. 24 motherfucking appearances. 24 motherfucking 4 appearances. 24 appearances times 3,000. What is that? 24, 48 plus 28, 24 again is another 2. 72. $72,000. So if I had to pay a lawyer, I would have had to pay a lawyer $72,000 for all the appearances I've had to show up. I haven't been able to live my life, okay, go to court and this and that, but without any police protection, I got to pay a person to watch over my place just to be able to go into San Luis. I wish they got to, change the damn venue. What would it matter if we had a trial over here in the courthouse of Antonito versus San Luis? I did most of my business in Antonito, and so do most of the people out there by the Lobato Bridge. They do most of their business in Antonito, in La Jara, in Alamosa, because it's shorter. So, $72,000 worth of fucking lawyer fees, right? And because I got these charges over my head, and plus the constant harassment. And motherfuckers have been fucking with me. So, no vote, no mailbox, no bank account. I'm in a new county. So you have these court and the crooks have whittled me down to nearly nothing. Give me an advisement of charges, right? A kind of dispositional hearing, but no preliminary hearing. I got a pretrial readiness conference, and I got the motion for a fair and even-handed trial. I think you might actually do a fair and even-handed trial. And every person deserves their day in court. Every person deserves their day in court. So when I think about the shit that the court's done to me, and then the fucking shit that Robert Pickerell's done to me, motherfuckers spotlighting in my fucking dogs, driving by my fucking house, just being a goddamn harassing, stalking piece of shit, a right-wing, sovereign, creepy, fucking perverted piece of shit, over and over again, nonstop, and then the court's fucking with me on top of it. When do I get the court protection? When do I get... They said, okay, Jonathan, shots fired. Right, 3 warning shots from behind my house straight up into the air. Robert Pickerell did a drive-by with a friend, with Kenny Capon. So both of them should be arrested, or they should ask a couple questions, right? An eyewitness testimony. Why you think I want to call 911? Part of me thinks that they were fucking with me. Robert Pickerell was just going to, when he's sitting there spotlighting me, it seems stupid as shit. He's fucking just, laughing like a damn hyena, think it's the funniest fucking thing in the world, right? When he's sitting there spotlighting my dogs, he thinks it's funny as shit. And then when I call the police comes there and they don't see any spotlighting, and they come an hour later. And because we live in a police state, the police state starts fucking with the victim. How stupid. I saw Robert Pickerell doing that dumb shit, and it's like, goddamn, is he just trying to fuck with me, trying to pretend that we live in a police state or some shit? If it's goddamn, what's that one thing called where they just try to scare you? Psychological terrorism. That didn't bother me. The part that bothered me was when I told other people that shit was happening, and they were just fucking denying it, and then they had no options. Even if I convinced them that it was happening, they still had no fucking options. Basically, it was just one big loud, you don't give a shit. I know. Here's a couple reasons. Why would folks hate me? I didn't go around committing any crime, but I do set a good example. I paid for my planning and zoning permits. I'm smart. I'm aware. I'm politically involved. I know my politicians. I want to know the leadership of my society, my community, my county. I'm pretty. I'm polite, gentle, and virtuous. I vote. I pay my taxes. I'm confident. I know some persuasive tactics to be able to get folks to agree with me, so I don't have to be an authoritarian jerk-off. Convince people, influence. That's all you can do anyways. I own a green gate. They don't. I own a bike, and they don't. I'm 6'1", and they're not. I paid for my planning and zoning permits. I got paid for my tags on my car. Paid for my insurance. They're a bunch of insecure Caucasian Hector projector sons of bitches. They project their weak, evil bullshit. Their weak, evil hatred onto others. I care and I give a damn. There's some other reasons why they could hate me. Well, he cares and gives a damn. He's got a light. He's being decent to others. I'm not a vicious, terrible, terrorist, sovereign criminal. I got a heartbeat. I'm genuine. I'm honest. I'm good. I believe in goodness, peace, love, freedom, virtue. If I can't be a positive and progressive force in your life, I certainly will not hurt you. I reassure you over and over again from the bottom of my heart that I will not hurt you. For 2023, I believe that reassurance should be the word of the year for 2023. Reassure me of the same shit, motherfucker. Reassure me of the same shit. Can we agree on the big crimes? I'm not going to go around hurting you. Are you going to go around hurting people too? Temporary signs. Section 5.43. No permit required. Temporary signs include political signs, real estate signs, garage sale signs, and construction signs. Temporary signs. Well, who gives a shit? Not commercial. When people don't drive-bys, oh, your sign is fucking wrong. Get the fuck out of here. And if I pay for my damn zoning, then the cops should be happy. This is a lawful person right here. He paid for his septic tank. He's paying for his sign permit. He might not even be able to cut enough haircuts in order to make up the permit for the sign that he paid. He might have to goddamn cut who knows how many haircuts he'll be able to cut hair out there in the middle of nowhere. But he paid his $1,000 permit to get a haircut and sign. He did it right and proper. As long as the planning and zoning got to feel like they was important. But no police protection? Why the fuck is that? Well, you're compliant with planning and zoning, so fuck you. No, fuck you. Development identification signs 5.44. A sign that identifies a development may be permitted as part of the special use review process. Sign table. So much shit about the signs. Shut the fuck up. On and on about the damn signs. No wonder people hate planning and zoning. Motherfucker, we got real goddamn, there's, food, water, clothing, shelter. There's, snowstorms. There's elements. There's a lot of shit. There's cold. There's a lot of shit that people have to deal with. And you're just going to pile on top of it. And then if people do pay for their damn signs, can you pass, give them a pass for, oh, okay. Oh, you paid your RV permit 4 times in a row for the year when nobody else did? Robert Pickrell came in and said, fuck planning and zoning, and he didn't have to pay $350 every 3 fucking months. He didn't have to pay $1,400. He took that $1,400 and put it into his house and actually was able to finish his house. I wasn't able to finish my house because I was being lawful with planning and zoning. Termination of legally non-conforming signs. Is that why I'm setting a good example and you pieces of shit motherfuckers can't stand it? Abandonment signs pretending it makes you look like an asshole, huh? I wasn't trying to make you look like an asshole. I just want to be lawful. All the fucking shit with the right-wing sovereigns, I went in there doing it the opposite fucking way. I respected your house rules. I did not go into your house and get mud on, my muddy shoes on all of your fucking furniture. I respect your house. I respect your house rules. That's why I learned the rules of Costilla County. See, violation, more signs, everywhere a sign. Yeah, the long-haired hippie people need not apply.